Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So I can't believe that it's the end of September already. Time is just flying by too quickly. And since it is the end of the month, I'm going to share with you my September favorites, fragrances that I've worn the most during this month. And as always, I'm going to share with you full bottles that I've worn the most this month. And at the end, I'm going to share with you two samples that I've been playing with a lot during this last month and the ones that really stood out to me the most. So let's get started with the full bottles first. First one I'm going to mention very quickly, and it's a fragrance that I've mentioned many times. That's why I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it's a fragrance that I've been reaching for a lot during the beginning of September. And I think it's because I was trying to hold on to the summer and the warmth and the sunshine, and the fragrance I'm talking about is Sunshine from Amouage. This is just quintessential summer in a bottle for me. I think it's the combination of the scent itself and the way that the bottle looks that makes me think about summer. And so, like I said, I've been wearing this quite a lot at the beginning of the month when it was still somewhat warm, although it got cold here too quickly. And so, of course, you know about this one. I'm not going to go into all the notes. This is sweet apricots or sweet apricot jam with some white tobacco smoke. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely outstanding performance. And so I've been using this one quite a lot. The other fragrances that I'm going to show you kind of fall into two categories. I guess that's what I'm craving this month. And they're all either gourmand scents or scents that have coffee in them. So I guess I'm craving sweets and coffee. And the first one I'm going to show you is from Canto. This is Lucretia. This is the dupe for Black Opium from YSL, and it really does smell very similar. Some of the main notes in here are obviously vanilla, coffee, cacao. It has floral notes, it has benzoin, it has patchouli, it has some woody notes, but mostly you get a coffee vibe. It is definitely sweet. I think it has, if I remember correctly, honeysuckle in it, and you definitely get probably honeysuckle more than any other floral notes, at least for me. I can't say that it's woody. To me, it is not woody. I also don't really get patchouli, but this is a sweet coffee scent with a bit of floral notes added in. It is not too strong and too powerful, and it is not too cloying. Like, it's sweet, but it's not cloying type of sweet. And that's why I think kind of beginning of the fall is absolutely perfect time to wear this scent. And again, I have been reaching for it quite a lot. Next one is something that I shared with you in one of my recent hauls, and I'm really surprised how much I've been using it and how much I have been enjoying it. And this is from Zara, and this is called a sweet pastry in Paris. And this is kind of, I wouldn't say a dupe, but it's sort of reminiscent, similar to Lyra from Xerjoff. And I have been using this scent a ton in the evening or before going to bed. This has kind of been my going to bed scent. I've worn it a ton, and it is just comforting, relaxing, delicious, sweet pastry with lemon. Yes, it is not as refined or as beautifully blended as Lyra, but it gives a similar type of vibe. And so Zara, a sweet pastry in Paris. I'm having a hard time remembering this name for some reason, but this is the scent that I've been wearing to bed a lot during this month. Next one is another coffee type of scent, and this is from Dolce Gabbana, The Only One. So it has coffee, it has floral notes, it has patchouli, it has caramel and vanilla. And again, it sort of gives a similar vibe to Black Opium from YSL. I know some people say they're very similar. Yes, they're similar, but definitely not identical. I prefer this one so much more. We just have the right amount of sweetness, the right amount of coffee, and everything is blended and balanced together really beautifully. I enjoy this scent so much, and it has very, very decent performance. And again, it's the type of scent that is sweet, but not too much, so not too heavy, not too powerful, and which is why I think it is perfect for kind of a fall, especially September, October, when it's not too cold yet. And so again, I've been reaching for this one a ton. And the last full bottle I'm gonna show, and the last full bottle that I'm gonna share with you is probably my favorite gourmand scent of the moment, and this is Unknown Pleasures by Kerosene. When I ordered this fragrance, which I did blindly, of course, I kind of knew that I was going to like it based on the notes, based on the reviews, based on what some other people mentioned about it. But I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. This has really become one of my top 3 scents, I think. I'm pretty sure. And this is just a stunning, stunning fragrance. It has lemon, caramel, vanilla, Earl Grey tea. There's some honey, tonka, bergamot, but you really get that sweet vanilla with initially with some citruses, and then the Earl Grey tea is starting to come through, and then more sweetness is coming through. So there is honey, tonka. I can't say that I really smell honey and tonka per se, but there's definitely vanilla morphs into some other type of sweetness, probably with the addition of these other sweet notes. And to me, this becomes a delicious condensed milk with a cup of Earl Grey tea. That is exactly what it is. And it is, to me, it is different from all the other gourmands that I have. And I have a lot of gourmands, as you know, but it's that feel of tea with condensed milk that makes it very, very different. None of the other gourmands that I have smell exactly like this, or even close to this. Prior to purchasing this, I heard from some people, or I read in some reviews, that this is quite similar to Xerjoff Lyra again. And to me, they're not. Yes, they're both gourmand. Yes, you have sort of vanilla, caramel, lemon or citrusy notes in both, but they are quite different, at least to me. You know, everyone gets different things out of a fragrance, and to some it might be similar to Lyra, but to me the type of sweetness that's here is very different. Plus you have that interesting note of tea. So anyways, I've talked about this one enough. I'm really, really loving this fragrance and can't wait to explore this house more, because I definitely need to try other scents from this house. Next, I'm gonna share with you 2 samples that have impressed me the most during this month, and that I'm definitely putting on my wish list as fragrances that I'm interested in having full bottles of. The first one is from the House of Oud, and this is called Keep Glazed. So let me spray it so I'll know what it smells like. So let's start with the notes. This has lemon, strawberry leaf, mango, chantilly cream, coconut, ginger, musk, and woody notes. And this is very, very fruity, but you definitely get sort of sweet fruits, but there is a very interesting sour element to these fruits, which I'm absolutely loving. And I think it makes this fragrance kind of different and kind of interesting to me. And I think, if I had to guess, it's the strawberry that brings this element of slight sourness. Like, it's a really gentle type of sourness, but really, really interesting. And you definitely get creaminess and sweetness, and I'm guessing that that's chantilly cream that brings it to this. And you have this sort of a little bit of punch from ginger and lemon, and so you get this interesting creamy fruity combination with some sourness and some freshness and zing from citruses and ginger. This is so refreshing, but in a very interesting fruity type of way. I think typically when I think about refreshing type of scents, it's either really citrusy scents or green tea types of scents, but this is very fruity and at the same time refreshing and really delicious. Very interesting scent. I am definitely interested in having a full bottle. Absolutely loving it. Again, this is probably a scent that's more suitable for spring and summer, so I'm in no rush to get it, but this is going very firmly on my wish list because I really enjoyed this scent. I ordered some samples from the House of Oud just to explore some fragrances, and I think I got 5 or 6 different samples, and out of everything that I received, by far this one impressed me the most. And second one I'm going to talk about is Mula Rouge Extreme from Byron. I received a very generous package with samples from my friend Nisha at Spicy Looks. Thank you, Nisha. And I have been just having so much fun exploring all the different samples that she sent me. And one of the samples that really stood out to me and one of my favorites was Mula Rouge Extreme. So let's spray it first. So the notes in here are caramel, strawberry, cherry, patchouli, ginger, vanilla, oud, sandalwood, and raspberry. And I'm surprised because, you know, there's oud in here, which is typically not my favorite in fragrances. There are very few oud fragrances that I like, but I absolutely love this one. Oud is very reserved and very light, very beginner-friendly type of oud, definitely. I think maybe if I didn't know that oud was in it, I'm not sure if I would have even guessed that it's here, to be honest. It is very light. It is definitely fruity, but the fruitiness in this one is very different from the House of Oud Keep Glazed that I talked about previously, whereas in that one it is very light and gentle and kind of reserved, kind of airy type of fruitiness. This one is much more in your face type of fruitiness, and it is definitely very sweet. Caramel is definitely coming through, so it's very sweet, but it's not just vanilla sweet. You definitely know there is some other sweetness in here, which is caramel. There's a touch of patchouli that sort of I think balances out the fruitiness and sweetness of this fragrance. But when you put all of this together, you just get this amazing, beautiful, sweet, fruity, caramelly combination. But it definitely has an element of slight earthiness to it. I think it's from patchouli and oud, and there is also sandalwood in here. So very interesting, very different. I am loving this one. And like I said, this is the Rouge Extreme version, which I think is their newer release. And I'm definitely very curious how this compares to the original Mula. So if any of you know, if any of you have both, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm very curious to know, because I will definitely be adding one of these to my collection. These are quite pricey, so I will have to choose between the original Mula and the Rouge Extreme, and I have never tried the original, so that's why I'm very curious to know how the two compare. But this is absolutely stunning. So these are my favorites that I have been using and testing during the month of September. Please let me know, what have you been using the most during this month? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.